How's it going today, folks? So, are any of you experiencing any sort of neck pain, shoulder pain, um, arm pain, elbow pain, wrist pain, hand pain, anything like that? Could be coming actually from your feet, from your ankles. A lot of times, what I'm finding is that people's feet are not functioning properly, and also their ankles are not very stable. Whether it just be like the muscles surrounding the joint, or if it's the ligaments that are not holding strong anymore for whatever reason, whether they were injured in the past, you rolled over your ankle, you figured it healed, but it didn't fully heal because the brain is still registering it as a problem, as an area of caution to not use that area to its fullest potential, because it's still registered as an injury within the brain. So it's super important that we do take care of our feet and our ankles, and make sure that we're doing stability work there, and we're making sure that our joints are good and solid, in order to ensure that we have a strong foundation for the rest of our body. I see it over and over again where somebody is experiencing, let's say, a shoulder issue, and it's coming from the opposite angle or ankle. So let's say if it's a left shoulder pain, their right ankle was probably injured at some point. Maybe it was even like 10 years ago, and the ligaments haven't healed properly, and ever since that time, muscles have been overworking or compensating for the lack of the ligament stability in that joint. And then what happens is, just with these compensations that happen over time, that'll travel up your body through different fascial chains, and that will eventually affect that opposite shoulder. And a lot of times, what we're seeing is that there's as the compensations are coming up the leg, we're affecting different muscles, and after the knee joint will tend to start to get weaker, because the quad has to overwork. The quad muscles have to overwork, and we're finding that maybe popliteus, which is a major postural and stabilizer muscle for the knee, is either not activating properly or just not functioning well. And so that will also translate up, where you can probably get your glute minimus and medius, which are lateral stabilizers of the hip. They could also shut down as well, not firing very well. And then after, you can have the opposite QL, or lower back muscle, that could have that would have to overwork because of the lack of stability from that hip on the opposite side. And then what that can translate to is also your lat shutting down on that opposite side of the ankle. So let's say if you're having the left shoulder pain, well, then that left lat might not be firing well as well, and then you're not getting stability from there. So it's all stemming from basically the ground up, right? So that's why it's super important that we do train barefoot once in a while. We do different things to make sure we're standing on one leg, and we're doing training with one leg at a time, and we're really putting our body into different positions and patterns that are going to help us excel in the everyday world. It's not whenever you're going to pick something up outside in the backyard, let's say, it's not always a nice symmetrical kind of perfect placement of movement that we're going to be able to achieve that lifting of that object. So it's not just like a regular, let's say, deadlift we're going to be performing. Maybe we've got to lift on an angle, maybe we got to put more weight on one side of the body in order to squeeze it out of a corner, let's say. So it's super important that we do put ourselves into these kind of awkward and funny positions as well in the gym, to ensure that we are training our nervous system and our all our motor patterns in order to be able to function properly in the real world. So always make sure that you're doing some sort of foot training, ankle stability training, single leg training, and that's going to help fire up all of the different muscles throughout the different regions, which will help everything up top. And that's all I got to say today. Thank you very much.